Good morning, everybody, and Happy New Year! Well, almost Happy New Year. And I don't mean January 1st, I mean Happy New Church Year. That's what's coming up this Sunday. We start a whole new cycle of biblical texts that lead up to Christmas, and then through the Epiphany season, Lent, Easter, and then the long season of Pentecost, when we really dive deep into the teachings and the life of Jesus and the life of the church for that matter. I was headed outside just a few minutes ago to do this meditation this morning, but I was getting pelted by sleet and rain, and I said, you know what? I'm out of here. I'm coming back inside for this because I have to be standing outside in a few hours with a lot of grade school kids as we put together our mitten tree for the Lions Club in Gasport this year. Kind of a cool thing. Do it every year, and it's a part of the community's efforts to help reach out to those who need some extra help this time at Christmas time. And we talk about that, reaching out for help. That's what our psalm for today does, Psalm 25. We are going to be doing verses 1 through 10, which is just about half of the psalm, but not quite. You really have to take the psalm as a whole, as always, with any psalm in order to get the full essence of it. But this kind of gets us going, especially in the Advent season when we're looking ahead and we're talking about how God has come to us and he is still coming to us down the road here in his absolute fullness. Well, let's take a look at it. To you, O Lord, I lift up my soul. You know, that this is a prayer of lament because he's going on to say, oh my God, in you I do trust. Don't let me be put to shame. Don't let my enemies exult over me. This psalm was originally a lament that was spoken by an individual to God, but at the same time, it involves the whole community. The whole community. Things have been going horribly wrong, and part of it is the psalmist takes the blame. And we'll see that all the way through the psalm. One I like to point out is verse 7. Do not remember the sins of my youth or my transgressions. According to your steadfast love and mercy. That's that word hesed, kesed, however you want to pronounce it, that occurs all through the Older Testament. Remember me according to that. Please, oh God, because I'm in a bad way right now. But the other neat thing about this psalm is it moves on and it exalts the Torah, the law of God, by using verbs that are very similar to and that have the same Hebrew root as Torah. Good and upright is the Lord. He instructs me in the way. He leads the humble in what is right, and he teaches the humble his way. See, all of that is saying, hey, get out your Bibles and start looking at it because it is there. It is there that we find the pathways that we are to walk. And really, that's what we're doing with the Advent season. We're starting with a clean slate. We're starting all over again. And we're saying, hey, God, be with us now in this journey as we move toward Bethlehem to see your son born in that, well, we don't know. Was it a barn? Was it a stable? Probably it was the house in which the animals were kept at the lower level. And Jesus was born there in that lowly estate, but came to us to show us the way, to instruct us, to fulfill the Torah and the law. And just another thing about this psalm, it's kind of a cool one. It's a long, not a real long one, but it's at least 26 verses. I have to look again to see where it ends. All right, it's going to go up to verse 22, and it's a acrostic, an acrostic psalm. An acrostic, we've run across that before. It's where the psalm starts, each verse starts with the corresponding first and second and third and fourth letters of the Hebrew alphabets, all the way to 22. That's kind of tough doing something like that. So it took some time for the author to put this psalm together in the beautiful way that it does, because it does move all the way through imploring God for forgiveness, but also asking God for his instructions and and teaching us and showing us the way of life. And at the very end of the psalm, it ends with, redeem Israel, O God, out of all its troubles. So it's not just me personally, but all of us corporately. Lord, save us all. And isn't that what Jesus came to do? Came to be our life and our salvation. That's what we're going to celebrate during this Advent, moving into Christmas season. And a good way to start it is with Psalm 25. Again, our verses for this Sunday, verses 1 through 10, and they end on a high note. All the paths of the Lord are steadfast love and faithfulness for those who keep his covenant and his decrees. In other words, if you do it, you're going to be glad you did. God's blessings be with you this day.